Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku has the Millennium items from Yu-gi-Oh movie. Before we start, please go support Wixter12 for writing that awesome fanfic. In this story, Izuku will be able to summon monster, trap, and spell cards thanks to the Millennium items. Izuku will obtain these items from a tomb as a gift for his pure and kind heart. He will also use OFA and become one of the most powerful heroes in Japan. Chapter 1, Story Explanation. For those who don't know, Yu-gi-Oh is an animated series about card games and battles. This also has powerful Egyptian artifacts known as Millennium items, and each Millennium item has a unique ability. In this story, Izuku is sent to Egypt to visit his father Hisashi Midoriya, and when he enters a tomb he is greeted by a man named Shadi who sees Izuku for his pure heart and grants him the Millennium Puzzle, Millennium Eye, and Millennium Key. Izuku will also encounter other Millennium items on his journey to become a hero. He will also be able to summon the powers of the cards which were inspired by stone tablets found in the tomb, and use them to help protect others and stop the villains. Chapter 2, Millennium Items. This will show you the Millennium item and its powers. Millennium Puzzle. Contains the soul of the Pharaoh Atom. Summons and controls dual monsters and Egyptian spirits. Grants it's the one who solves a mastery of games and power of darkness. Millennium Eye. Reads minds. Looks into a person's soul. Seals souls inside cards. Grants the wielder visions of the dead. Millennium Key. Lets the holder enter a person's mind. Allows the wielder to redecorate the soul to make anyone their puppet. Millennium Ring. Allows its owner to find whatever he seeks, acting like a compass. Seals souls or fragments of souls into objects. I won't have it contain the souls of Zork Necrophades and Thief Bakura, since Izuku is a cinnamon roll. Millennium Scale. Lets the user weigh the darkness in a person's heart. Fuses monsters, Ancient Egypt. Millennium Rod. Mind Control. Seals Egyptian spirit monsters inside of stone tablets, Ancient Egypt. Millennium Necklace. Sees into the past and the future. And those are all the Millennium items. Just as a reminder, the first ones Izuku will have are the Millennium Puzzle, the Millennium Eye, and the Millennium Key. Also, he will be able to get the other Millennium items, but he will find them in the future. Until then, see you around. Chapter 3, Trip to Egypt and Millennium items. Izuku Midoriya was going to Egypt to visit his dad on an expedition. Inko recommended the trip due to her being aware of the bullying. Once he arrived, he was greeted by his father. Hisashi, Izuku, glad you could make it. Izuku, thanks dad, I'm really interested in what you found. Hisashi, oh, you would be surprised, and it might be something you like. Izuku climbed into the car that was parked and rode with Hisashi to a tomb. Hisashi, do you remember those dual monster cards that you would always collect and play with? Izuku, yes dad, why? Hisashi, we discovered that they were originally on stone tablets found in this tomb. Izuku, wow, that's amazing. Who was the pharaoh? Hisashi, no one knows. Most of the hieroglyphs were so worn out that we couldn't get a name. Izuku, oh, that's a shame. Hisashi, don't worry little buddy, you can come look in the tomb with me. Izuku, really? Hisashi, yes, but you will need to get dressed for the exploration. Izuku got dressed and entered the tomb with Hisashi. Hisashi, I'm going to look around here. If you find anything, let me know. Izuku, okay dad, and thanks for this. Hisashi, no problem. Izuku went ahead and entered a chamber that looked incredibly important. Izuku, wow, I wonder if this was the pharaoh's resting place. Then suddenly a voice was heard from behind him. It is, and might I ask who you are? Izuku was surprised and turned around to see a black man wearing a white turban and clothes. Izuku, my name is Izuku Midoriya. I'm here with my father to explore the tomb. You seem very interested in Egyptian culture, despite not being from Egypt. Izuku, yes, I took an interest in it when I learned that the cards that I used to play with were based on the stone tablets from tombs like this. The man looked at Izuku with interest and then spoke. Young boy, you are a pure and kind heart, but I also see a desire to protect others, despite not having what they call quirks. Izuku, yes, I want to prove that even if I'm quirkless, I can still be a hero. Very well, as a sign that I hope you achieve this dream, I will give you a few things. The man walked up to the sarcophagus and pulled out the eye on the forehead, and a key that looked like an ink symbol. Lastly, he took out a small golden sarcophagus and gave them to Izuku. Young man, what I'm about to tell you might change the fate of your world and save it for the darkness. These are Millennium items. Izuku, Millennium items? The man then explained how the Millennium items were made, and how they saved Egypt from ruin. 4 of the items were scattered as a way to protect them, but these 3, I shall give to you to help find the others and stop the evil in your country. Izuku, I don't know what to say. Izuku thought to himself, and then spoke. Izuku, alright, I'll do it. Very well, this is the Millennium Eye. It grants its user the ability to look into the minds of others, as well as their souls. Next is the Millennium Key, which grants the user the ability to enter the minds of others. And lastly, what is in this sarcophagus is the Millennium Puzzle. It can grant its user incredible knowledge and allows them to banish the darkness within others to the Shadow Realm. It is also said that the Millennium Puzzle contains the spirit of the Pharaoh. However, the chosen one must assemble it in order to receive this power. Izuku, okay, I understand. I will tell you about the other Millennium items once you return home, and have gained mastery over these ones. Izuku, okay. However, to receive the power of the Millennium Eye, it must take the place of one of your eyes. Izuku was shocked but understood why it had to be done. Izuku, okay, I'll accept it. The man then took the Millennium Eye and held it in front of Izuku's left eye, and after some pain, it took the place of his left eye and he could see. Izuku, that was an experience I don't want to go through again. The rest is up to you now. Izuku, wait, what is your name? You may call me Shadi. The man then vanished and Izuku picked up the items and left to see his father. Hisashi, Izuku, where were you and? Hisashi looked at the Millennium Eye in surprise. Hisashi, what happened to your eye? Izuku, it's a long story, Dad. Izuku then proceeded to explain what had happened, and Hisashi was glad that Izuku was safe. Hisashi, son, I'm glad that you are safe, and that you can finally live your dream. I'm so proud of you. Izuku then hugged his dad and discussed the history of the Millennium items and the Pharaoh's spirit being in the Millennium Puzzle. After some time with Hisashi, Izuku was ready to return home. Izuku, are you sure about staying here ability longer, Dad? Mom and I really miss you. Hisashi, yes, little buddy, besides there are still more of those stone tablets to find, and I want to know more about how they help protect Egypt. Izuku, okay, Dad. Hope we see each other again. Before Izuku could climb onto the plane, Hisashi grabbed him by the shoulder. Hisashi, Izuku, before you leave, I want to give you these. Hisashi then pulled out a few cards from his pocket and gave them to Izuku. Izuku, Dad, are you sure? Hisashi, yes, I'm sure. Let these be a reminder that no matter where we are never apart. Izuku, thanks, Dad, and I love you. Hisashi, I love you too, Izuku. The two hugged and said their goodbyes, and Izuku climbed onto the plane and returned to Japan, where his journey to becoming the greatest hero in Japan would begin. Chapter 4, Izuku's Deck Part 1. As you know, every duelist in Yu-gi-Oh has a card deck of up to 40 cards and 5 extra cards, but since Wattpad only takes 20 images, I will only show the 20 cards that Izuku might have, since he has the Pharaoh in the Millennium Puzzle, or as I shall start calling him, Yami Izuku. It is only fair that I include some of Yugi and Yamayuti's cards. Also, the name, ATK, attack points, defense points, type and information about the card will be provided on the cards. One of Izuku's 2 favorite cards. Izuku's other favorite cards. These cards were given to Izuku by Hisashi before he returned home. For those of you who don't know, Exodia the Forbidden One is the most powerful monster in Yu-gi-Oh! If you have all 5 cards in your hand, you can summon Exodia, and he will give you an automatic win since he can destroy all enemy cards and drop the opponent's life points, LP, to 0. Even if they have full LP. Chapter 5, Rules of Duel Monsters. Since some of you don't know how the game works, let me explain. There are 2 players in each duel. Each player makes a deck using 40 cards. The decks are shuffled before a duel. There are 3 kinds of cards: monster cards and spell cards. Each player starts with 4,000 life points. If a player runs out of life points, they lose. At the beginning of a duel, each player draws 5 cards, which become their hand. The players take turns. Each turn the turn player draws 1 card from their deck. If a player cannot draw because there are no more cards in their deck, they lose. The turn player can summon cards from their hand in attack or defense mode. Attack mode is vertical. Defense mode is horizontal. The turn player can attack with attack mode monsters. If an attack mode monster battles another attack mode monster, the monster with the lower ATK is destroyed and its controller loses life points equal to the difference. When attack mode monsters with equal ATK battle, both are destroyed. If an attack mode monster attacks a defense mode monster, and its ATK is higher than the defending monster's def, the defending monster is destroyed and no life points are lost. If an attack mode monster attacks a defense mode monster, and its ATK is lower than the defending monster's def, either monster is destroyed and the controller of the attacking monster loses life points equal to the difference in the ATK and DF. If a player does not have a monster to defend from their opponent's monster attack, the monster's ATK is deducted from the defenseless player's life points. Destroyed cards go to the graveyard. The turn player can activate spell cards from their hand. Spell cards cannot battle, but can be used to affect other cards or the players. Spell cards can be played face down on the field until they are ready to be used. Spell cards are sent to the graveyard after they have been used. Some monsters have effects that alter gameplay. Chapter 6: Return and Meeting the Pharaoh. Izuku had returned to Japan and was welcomed back by Inko, who was waiting. Inko, welcome home Izuku. Izuku, it's good to be back, Mom. Izuku hugged his mom, and then Inko noticed that Izuku's left eye was different. Inko, Izuku, why does your eye look different? Izuku, oh, about that. Izuku then told Inko about what happened in Egypt, and even though she was upset that Izuku lost his left eye, she was glad that Izuku could now go to UA after middle school. Once they returned home, Izuku went to his room with the sarcophagus. Inko, Izuku, dinner will be ready in a few hours, don't take too long. Izuku, I won't. Izuku put the sarcophagus on his bed and opened it, revealing the Millennium puzzle pieces in it. Izuku was assembling the Millennium puzzle and was 1 piece away from completing it. Before Izuku put the piece in, he thought to himself, Izuku, mind if the legend about the Millennium items granting 1 wish is true? All I could ask for is to keep everyone safe, and to give those that are in pain a chance to redeem themselves. Izuku put the last piece in and the Millennium puzzle started to glow. Then Izuku was in a hallway. One side had a door that looked like something from his childhood, and on the other side was a door that looked like it was from Egypt. Izuku, where am I? You are in your mind, or in this case our mind. Izuku turned around and saw someone who looked like him. The only differences were that he looked older, his voice was deeper, and his hair and irises were a darker shade of green. Izuku, oh, so this is our mind, and you must be the spirit of the pharaoh that resides in the Millennium puzzle. That is correct, and you are Izuku Midoriya, and don't worry, I saw your memories and I know what you went through. Izuku, oh. Izuku looked down sad, but then the pharaoh put his hand on Izuku's shoulder and spoke. But that doesn't matter, I heard your wish and I see that you are indeed a pure and noble soul, and that makes the 2 of us perfect for each other. I would be happy to become a hero alongside you. Izuku looked up and was filled with joy. Izuku, thank you. By the way, what is your name? In my life, I was Pharaoh Adam. I am also known as Spirit Yu-gi-oh, but many refer to me as Yami. Izuku, Yami. That suits you. Yami. Izuku, yes, but when you call upon the power of the Millennium puzzle, our spirits and minds will merge together. However, we will still be able to talk to each other. Izuku, I will be honored to have you with me. Yami. Izuku, me as well, but you should wake up now. Izuku, okay. Izuku then woke up in his room and got a string and tied it around the Millennium puzzle and hung it around his neck along with the Millennium key. Izuku then ran downstairs and told Inko about Yami Izuku, and she was happy for not only him but also Yami, since even if the two share a body, she sees Yami Izuku as a son as well, and Izuku also thought of Yami Izuku as his brother. Chapter 7, Izuku's Deck Part 2. This is Part 2 of Izuku's deck, and to better show him his innocence, why not give him a team of cards with tuned counterparts, and some of Pegasus's deck? And those are 40 cards in Izuku's arsenal. I will also include some other cards including the Egyptian god cards, but he will only get those later in the story. Also I will use the cards' abilities from the anime, not the actual game. Meaning Jigen Bakudan will only self-destruct after 2 turns, and cards like Dark Magician and Curse of Dragons won't need tribute summons. Also Izuku will be able to summon as many monsters, traps and spells as he wants, and they will also interact with the real world. Chapter 8, End of Middle School and Meeting Almight. It has been a month since Izuku returned from Egypt, and he took the time to collect the cards he wants for his and Yami's deck. Shadi visited Izuku and gave him the Millennium ring after buying it from a bazaar. He also told Izuku about the other Millennium items and told Izuku he wanted to get acquainted with the new era. While out in public, he didn't want people confusing his Millennium items for a quirk, so he doesn't use them in public and wore an eye patch over the Millennium eye to hide it, and told his class that he got his eye clawed out by a bird of prey. It was now the last day of middle school and the teacher enters the class. Teacher, alright everyone, time to pick your careers. Everyone groans. Teacher, but who cares, I know you all want to be heroes. Bakugo, don't rope me in with these lovers. Teacher, I see you and Izuku applied for UA. This surprises everyone. Izuku, of course I'm applying, why wouldn't I? Bakugo then launched an attack on Izuku and burned off the eye patch. Izuku covers his left eye and stood up angry at his former friend. Izuku, now you've done it, Kaken. I was planning to show this once I got into a hero school, but I guess it was bound to happen eventually. Bakugo, what, that we would see your scar? Izuku then removes his hand, revealing a golden eye in his left eye to everyone's shock. Izuku, this was how I was able to fend myself off from your attacks, Kaken, and I stopped being friends with you the moment I saw what your thoughts about me were, and I have to say I'm disappointed in you. Bakugo, what did you say, Deku? Before he could attack again, the Millennium puzzle shined and Yami took over. Yami Izuku, he said he was disappointed in you, and I can't blame him. What you did and how you behave, you wouldn't even be a part of the two heroes. Teacher, Izuku, what happened to you? Yami Izuku, I'm not Izuku, at least not the real Izuku, I'm Yami. Everyone was shocked to see Izuku change, and Bakugo was surprised that not only did Izuku have this power, but that he was acting differently. After Izuku and Yami left, they went down the tunnel. Yami Izuku, mind Izuku, wait, I sense someone coming. Izuku, right. Sludge villain, come here. Izuku, not happening. Izuku then pulled out the Dark Magician card and summoned him. Izuku, Dark Magic attack. The Dark Magician then attacked the villain and Izuku pulled out a blank card. Izuku, I know a hero is chasing you, so I might as well make his job easier. Izuku then used the Millennium Eye to trap the sludge villain's soul in the card. Just then All Might burst out. All Might, I am here. Izuku, OMG, it's All Might. All Might, thank you for dealing with the villain, but you know it's illegal to use your quirk without a license. Izuku, except in self-defense. All Might, alright. All Might, mine, I have to get the villain to the police before my time runs out. Izuku, oh, let me help you. All Might, oh, thank you, wait a minute, how did you? Izuku, know what you were thinking, it's thanks to my Millennium Eye, also I heard about the time limit. All Might was surprised but hid it. All Might, I'll tell you about it when no one is around. After they were done, All Might took Izuku to an empty alley and revealed his normal form. Tashinori, this is what I really look like. He then explained to Izuku about his injury and Izuku understood. Izuku, I see, and you're looking for a successor for your quirk. Tashinori, so you know as well. Izuku, since you told me, I might as well be honest with you too. Izuku then told Toshinori about him being quirkless and the Millennium items to the hero's surprise. Izuku, also I might as well accompany you to the police station to release the villain's soul from the card. Toshinori nodded and he and Izuku walked to the police station and Izuku released the sludge villain's soul. After that Toshinori talked to Izuku. Toshinori, young Midoriya, I can tell that you're a good kid and the way you stopped the villain was truly heroic, and as such, I want you to be my successor. Izuku, I don't know what to say, I accept, and me and Yami will do our best. Toshinori smiled and left while Izuku walked back home and told Inko about the training, and she was glad to hear it. Izuku, hey Yami. Yami Izuku, yes Izuku? Izuku, what do you think about the training? Yami Izuku, I think it's a good idea. He trusted us with his secret, and I think we should honor it well. Izuku, you're right, let's get some rest, and then we'll go to train. Izuku then went to bed and thought about what to do once he gets to UA. Chapter 9. Almight's Training and a New Millennium Item. Izuku arrived at Dagobah Beach and saw what a mess it was. Izuku, I see why All Might want us to train our body here. Yami Izuku, yes, but I also sense another Millennium item here. Izuku, while we clean we might as well look for it as well. Toshinori, young Midoriya, you're here. Izuku, thank you for offering to train me All Might. Also when I arrived Yami said he felt the presence of another Millennium item here. All Might, it might take time to find it while cleaning. Izuku, not if you have the right tool for the job. The Millennium ring then appeared around his neck. Izuku, find the Millennium item. The Millennium ring glowed and one of the needles pointed in the direction of a large pile of trash in an old fridge. Izuku, once we finish cleaning, we'll get the Millennium item in there. And so Izuku and Yami's 10-month training began. They cleaned the beach as best they could and soon they were finished. All Might, well done young Midoriya and Yami. Now let's see what that Millennium item is. Izuku and All Might walked to the fridge where the Millennium ring pointed to and opened it. Inside was a golden scale. All Might, young Midoriya, is this a Millennium item? Izuku, yes, the Millennium scale, used to weigh one's sins against the feather of Mha. If the person lies or has darkness in them, the scale opposite to the feather will lower, and if the scale goes to the bottom, their soul will be devoured by Almight, resulting in instant death. All Might, that sounds dangerous, but it does seem fair for those who can't redeem themselves. Izuku, All Might, I know that I won't be able to hide them forever, so you are free to tell the UA staff since you will be teaching there. All Might, very well young Midoriya, also you'll need to consume my DNA to get OFA. Izuku ate the hair and returned home and put the Millennium scale in a bag for safekeeping. Izuku, since Udata will have a dorm system, it would be safe to have the Millennium items there once I start there. Yami Izuku, yes, plus you will have to tell your classmates once you are enrolled. Izuku, I know, but the Millennium I will help me determine if they are trustworthy or not. Yami Izuku, either way the entrance exam will definitely be interesting. Chapter 10, Izuku's Deck Part 3. This is the third part of Izuku's deck and I will include the Egyptian god cards in this, but he will have to first acquire them. Izuku and Yami Izuku will get the Egyptian god cards the same as how Yugi and Yami Yugi did, except the cards will be in the possession of villains, and I thought about Izuku using the same infinite revival combo that Yami Yugi used against Strings and Slifer the Sky Dragon. Chapter 11, Meeting the Creator. This is a special part that will explain how Izuku got some of his cards. And Izuku will meet someone who might be familiar with the Millennium Eye. Izuku, I hope we can get into UA. Yami Izuku, I hope so too, besides we should get more cards as well. Izuku, yes we should oof. Izuku bumped into a man with long silver hair with some of it covering his left eye and wearing a red suit. Izuku, oh I'm terribly sorry, I didn't see where I was going. No need for apology young man. The man then paused and looked at Izuku and saw his left eye and was shocked. Boy, is that the Millennium Eye? Izuku, why yes, how do you know? I was a previous owner of it. Oh by the way, where are my manners? I'm Maximilian Pegasus. Izuku, you're the Pegasus, the one that invented dual monsters. I'm such big a fan. Pegasus, well, I can't blame you. By the way, I couldn't help overhearing you say you're low on cards. Izuku, yes, I want to try and use them to help me become a hero at UA. Pegasus looked at the boy and saw how kind and determined he was. Pegasus, well, in that case, why don't I give you some cards? After all, you are very noble and I can see that you are a determined young man. Izuku, thank you. I'm Izuku Midoriya, by the way. Pegasus, it's nice to meet you here. Pegasus gave Izuku cards that he didn't recognize, but some of them looked like the ones he had. Pegasus, I bet you're wondering why they are so unfamiliar to you. That is because the cartoon world was too powerful and was never put into circulation, so I have the only ones. Also, these are the toon counterparts of some of the cards you might be familiar with. Izuku, wow, thank you, sir. Pegasus, not at all, and I might have a special monster that you could summon. And I might have another card that might help, but save it for when you really need it. Pegasus then told Izuku about summoning Relinquished, and how to make it 1,000 eyes restrict. He also pulled out another card that looked like a red dragon. It was Slifer the Sky Dragon. Izuku, thank you again, sir, and I hope you have a good day. Pegasus, you as well. They said their goodbyes and left. When they were alone, Izuku talked to Yami. Izuku, why were you so quiet when I was talking with him? Yami, Izuku, sorry Izuku, it's just weird seeing him like this. Izuku, like what? Yami, Izuku, back when me and Yugi were partners we met Pegasus, and he wasn't the same as he was now. Izuku, what happened? Yami then told Izuku about everything that happened and how Pegasus tried to take the Millennium puzzle from Yugi. Izuku, well, he does look like he regrets what he did, and if he wanted to take the Millennium Eye, he would have done it. Yami, Izuku, you're right, and he did give you more cards, so are you ready? Izuku, yes, tomorrow we will do the entrance exam. Chapter 12, Entrance Exam and First Day. Izuku was in the auditorium and President Mike had made the announcement. President Mike, hello everyone, can I get a yeah? Izuku used the Millennium Eye to look into President Mike's mind and saw that he wants them to cheer for him. Izuku, yeah. President Mike, love the enthusiasm. President Mike then proceeds to tell everyone about the exam, and we now go to Izuku going to Achiko when she's nervous. Izuku, hey, don't be nervous, just relax and you'll do your best. Achiko, thanks, I hope we get into the same class. Izuku, I hope so too, well I better get going. Izuku rushed in once the gate opened and activated Gaia the Fierce Knight and Curse of Dragon, and used polymerization to fuse them into Gaia the Dragon Champion, who he then climbed onto, and rode while having Dark Magician aid him. We now go to the observation booth. Nizu, so anyone catch your eye? Aizawa, that kid with the wizard and the knight riding a dragon. Almight, young Midoriya. Vlad King, you know him, Almight? Almight, yes, as a matter of fact summoning them is not actually his quirk. President Mike, well I have to say he did of course cheer when no one else did, it's almost like he read my mind. Almight, that's because he did. Everyone, huh? Almight, Nizu, pull up his file. Nizu, alright. Nizu looked at Izuku's file and was astonished by what he found. Nizu, he has Millennium items? Almight, indeed. Cementos, what are Millennium items? Nizu, powerful artifacts that derived from ancient Egypt. Nizu then tells them about the Millennium items and everyone was in shock. Nizu, apparently he can also use them to summon the monsters, spells and traps from dual monsters. The wizard is the Dark Magician and the knight riding a dragon is Gaia the Dragon Champion. Aizawa, I want him in my class. Nizu, and you will, but let's see how he does against this. Nizu then presses a button and now we go back to Izuku. Izuku, okay, I think that should be enough. Izuku then saw the zero-pointer and Achiko trapped under rubble. Izuku, it looks too powerful for either Blue Eyes White Dragon or Red Eyes Black Dragon, but maybe. Izuku played Blue Eyes White Dragon, sacrificed them, and summoned Slifer the Sky Dragon. Izuku, Slifer attacked the zero-pointer. Slifer charged up and attacked the zero-pointer, causing it to explode. Izuku then desummoned Slifer and went to Ochako and took her to Recovery Girl. After the weekend, Izuku went to Class 1A and saw that Bakugo was arguing with Ida. Izuku sighed, "It's going to be a long 3 years at Kuribo." "That's right, I'm having Izuku have Kuribo out since he is one of Izuku's favorites." "Kuribo, curry." Ida then noticed Izuku and ran to him. "Ida, it's you. I apologize for my rude behavior." "Izuku, it's not a problem. Also, if you're suspicious about me having Kuribo here, let me assure you he is not a pet, he is my partner." "Ida, oh I see. Aizawa, if you're here to make friends then you might as well leave." Izuku saw Aizawa earlier but didn't want to disturb him. "Aizawa, hello, my name is Shota Aizawa, Pro Hero Eraserhead, and I'll be your homeroom teacher for the next 3 years. Now put these on and meet me outside. Also, if you ask about orientation, you might as well leave." Chapter 13, Quirk Apprehension and Introductions. We now go to Class 1A outside. "Aizawa, alright Midoriya, since you were first in the exam you go first. Throw this ball as far as you can with your powers, so long as you stay in the circle." "Izuku, okay." Izuku walked to the circle with Kuribo and next to him, he then pulled out a card and it glowed. "Izuku, say hello to Catapult Turtle." Izuku then put the ball on Catapult Turtle's gun. "Izuku, Catapult Turtle, fire." The gun then shot out the ball and it flew very far. "Aizawa, very good, even if you didn't throw it, using your powers does count." He then held up the device and showed 1509 meters. Bakugo was angry and ran at Izuku, but jumped in front of him and blocked the attack. Aizawa then wrapped up Bakugo and scolded him. "Bakugo, at least I got rid of one of his friends." "Izuku, are you sure about that?" Everyone looked in shock as blue slime started to reform and it revealed the monster that Bakugo attacked, Revival Jam. "Izuku, next time you attack someone Bakugo, make sure that they can't revive themselves. Revival Jam can revive itself after being destroyed, and I use Jam Defender to make it so Revival Jam will protect me and my other monsters if you attack them." Aizawa then scolded Bakugo for attacking a student and everyone went on with the rest of the tests. We now go to the classroom where everyone is doing introductions and it is now Izuku's turn. "Izuku, my name is Izuku Midoriya, my quirk is Strength Enhancement, and these are my partners Kuribo and Revival Jam." Tsuyu then raised her hand. "Izuku, yes Tsu?" "Tsuyu, if you have a Strength Enhancement quirk then how did you summon them and that giant turtle?" "Izuku, well you see these creatures are from dual monsters and how I was able to summon them is quite a long story." Izuku then told the class about his trip to Egypt and how he got the Millennium items and how they worked. "Ida, how many Millennium items are there, and what do they do?" "Izuku, there are 7 Millennium items, and what they do are as follows. The Millennium Eye allows me to see into another person's mind like mind reading. The Millennium Key allows the user to enter another person's mind and it also provides the user with invisibility. The Millennium Ring can point to what the wielder is looking for, acting like a compass. The Millennium Scale is used to weigh the darkness/sins of others against the feather of Mha. The Millennium Rod provides the user with the power of mind control. The Millennium Necklace gives the user the ability to see into the past and near future. And lastly, the Millennium Puzzle has the ability to increase the user's chance of success. It also holds the spirit of a pharaoh known as Adam, but he wants to be called Yami/Yami Izuku/Izuku since we share a body. "Mina, can we meet him?" "Izuku, sure, just let me ask him." "Yami Izuku, no need, I heard everything, and yes I will introduce myself." "Izuku," he says yes. The Millennium Puzzle glows and Izuku's body changes. "Yami Izuku, hello. As you may know, my name is Adam, but you can call me Yami/Yami Izuku/Izuku if you want." "Ochako, wow, it's nice to meet an actual pharaoh." "Yami Izuku, thank you very much, I would like to talk more, but I think the class is almost over." Izuku then changed back. "Izuku, we really hope to get along." Everyone was amazed except Bakugo, and he wanted to prove he was better. "Aizawa, Alright, now that the introductions are done, you can return home. Also, we will be having dorms in a week, so you need to get your things and be ready to set up your rooms. They all left, but Aizawa pulled Izuku back. Aizawa, Midoriya, Almight wants to talk to you about something in his office. Izuku, okay, I'll be there. Chapter 14, Eri and Adoption. Izuku entered All Might's office. All Might, young Midoriya, I see Aizawa told you. Izuku, he said you wanted to see me. All Might, yes, my old sidekick Sir Night-Eye has been investigating a Yakuza base run by Overhaul, and he wants you to be there. Izuku, why? All Might, he knows about your Millennium Eye, and he wants you to find the truth. He has police and his interns hiding in case. Izuku, alright All Might, I'll do it. Izuku then left and went to the Yakuza base along with Kuribo and Revival Jam. Izuku, Revival Jam, I think I better give you Jam Defender, just in case he attacks. Revival Jam, good idea Izuku. Before they knew it, a little girl ran and hugged Izuku's leg. Help me, please. Where are you? Izuku turned to the male voice and saw Overhaul. Overhaul, oh thank you for finding my daughter. Overhaul, mind I'll let him give Eri to me, and then I'll continue my experiments. Izuku looked at Overhaul with a mix of anger and disgust. Izuku, don't try to fool me Overhaul, I know you're lying. Overhaul, well then I guess I'll have to kill you. Overhaul launched at Izuku only to have Revival Jam block the attack and then get destroyed. After that, Izuku used Swords of Revealing Light to catch Overhaul. Overhaul, let me go. Izuku, sorry, but you're not getting out until you're in prison. The hidden police and Night-Eye came out and arrested Overhaul. Sir Night-Eye, thanks for that, we've tried to catch him for a long time. Izuku, don't worry, I was happy to help. Eri, please don't leave me. Izuku looked at the girl and held her close to him. Izuku, don't worry, you're safe now. Kuribo, could you help calm her down while I talk to Sir Night-Eye? Kuribo, sure thing. Izuku then put Eri down, and she hugged Kuribo and petted him. Izuku, I think it might be best if she was in my custody since she seems to be attached to us. Sir Night-Eye, I think that's a good idea. Izuku, hey Eri, you want to stay with us? Eri, yes, but I'm sorry your friend is gone. Izuku, it's okay, watch this. Before she knew it, Revival Jam was standing next to him. Revival Jam, see, I'm okay, I can come back to life. Eri looked at Revival Jam relieved and went with Izuku. Eri, are you my papa? Izuku, sure, I'll be your papa. Izuku then brought Eri home and told Inko about what happened. Izuku then called Nizu to ask him for adoption papers to make it official, to which he agreed. The next day, Izuku, Eri, Kuribo, and Revival Jam entered Nizu's office. Nizu, Midoriya, here are the papers, just sign here and it will be official. Izuku then signed the papers and was glad that Eri was with him. Izuku, by the way sir, is it okay if she can come as well, since she seems to be really attached to me? Nizu, you can Midoriya, and I'll give her a room in your dorm so she won't feel alone. Izuku, thanks Nizu. Izuku then left with Eri, Kuribo, and Revival Jam. Chapter 15, Izuku's Deck Part 4. This is the final part of Izuku's deck, and I really hope you can understand why I'm using these cards as the final ones. Also, if you're wondering why I include so many toon cards, it's because I want Izuku to enjoy cartoons the same way as Pegasus did, and I want Eri to play with them if they aren't helping Izuku do hero work. I figured if Izuku has all the Egyptian god cards, he might need this. After all, who's to say that AFO isn't the actual final boss? Chapter 16, Dorms and Battle Training. Izuku had all his things and Eri was holding Kuribo. Izuku, well Eri, are you ready to meet my class? Eri, yes papa. Izuku, what about you guys? Kuribo, yes Izuku. Revival Jam, you know I can't wait to get our room ready. They went to the dorms early, so he wouldn't have to explain what he is doing with Eri. They entered their room and began to set up their room. Izuku also requested that Nizu make a special room to hold the Millennium items when he isn't using them. Once they finished unpacking, they went downstairs and waited for the rest of the class to come. Izuku, I'd better call out some monsters to help around the house. Maybe I should try this one. Izuku pulled out a card and summoned a monster. It was Jinzo. Jinzo, Izuku, I see you got your room set up. Izuku, thanks Jinzo. The class walked in and saw Izuku, Kuribo, and Revival Jam with Jinzo and Eri. Kirishima, hey Midobro, who are they? Jinzo, I am Jinzo, one of Izuku's monsters. Eri, and I'm Eri, I did good right, Papa? Everyone, Papa! Izuku explained to the class about Eri, and they all started to interact and play with Eri. Achiko, I'm glad that you adopted her. After all, she didn't deserve that. Izuku, well, we better get to class before Sensei gets mad. They all went to class and All Might informed them that they were doing battle training. Izuku is the same hero suit he does at Canon, except he has a dual disc on his arm. We now go to when he is fighting Bakugo. Izuku, Achiko, go get the bomb, I'll handle him. Achiko, okay. Achiko ran off and Izuku was alone with Bakugo. Bakugo, so you want to fight me alone? Izuku, you're wrong, I'm never alone. Izuku then draws a card and smirks. Izuku, I was actually going to surprise Eri with this one, but before I use it, let me ask you something. Do you remember those cartoons we used to watch? Bakugo, TCH, of course, and I wish I forgot about it. Izuku, well, prepare to relive those memories, because I play Toon World. Imagine the Toon World theme playing in the background during the battle. Out of the ground came a green book, and it opened, revealing a pop-up town in the pages. Izuku, truth be told, this card and the ones associated with it were originally taken out of circulation. You know why? Bakugo, because it's lame. Izuku, no, because it was too powerful to use in a duel. And now I play Dark Magician Girl, and Blue Eyes White Dragon, and I welcome them to their new home. A pink mist came out of Toon World and pulled the three monsters into the book. The book then slammed shut and spun, then it opened and out came the three monsters, but they were different. Izuku, say hello to Toon Dark Magician Girl, and Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Bakugo, it doesn't matter, I'll still destroy them. Bakugo then launched himself at Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, and before he knew it, the cartoon dragon bent his body out of the attack's range. Bakugo, what? Izuku, did you forget that they're cartoons? They're immune to direct attacks, but they can attack you. Now Toon Dark Magician, Dark Magic Attack. Toon Dark Magician pointed his staff at Bakugo and fired at him and knocked him unconscious. Izuku, you should be careful, after all, in a cartoon, the cuddly creature never gets hurt. All Might called the match since Achiko managed to use her quirk to float around Ida to prevent him from noticing. We now go to the observation booth. Kaminari, wow, that was the funniest battle I've seen, especially when Bakugo missed. Eri, that was amazing, Papa. Izuku, thanks Eri, I was also planning to bring them out so you can play with them as well, and these three aren't the only ones. After the battle training, Nizu called Izuku to his office. Izuku, you wanted to see me, sir? Nizu, yes Midoriya, I was actually going to give this to you yesterday, but I forgot, and so here you go. Nizu held out a card and it was the second Egyptian god card, Obelisk the Tormentor. Izuku, sir, where did you get this? Nizu, Hawks apprehended a villain that had this with him, and I thought I might give this to you, since you already have Slifer the Sky Dragon. Also, I managed to win this in an auction that was selling Egyptian artifacts. Nizu then revealed the Millennium Rod. Izuku, Nizu, this is amazing. I'm relieved that no villain got this, because if they did, we might have to face civilians under their control. Nizu, it's no problem, I trust you with these, and I hope you'll use them for good. Izuku, you can count on me, sir. Izuku then thanked Nizu and returned to his dorm where he let out all the toons to play with Eri. Chapter 17, Cafeteria and USJ Part 1. Izuku and the class were informed by Aizawa that they were going to the USJ the following week. Now we go to them in the cafeteria. Achiko, so Izuku, how many cards do you have? Izuku, I have a total of 80 cards, but in dual monsters, you can only use 40 cards and 5 extra cards that can be summoned by fusing them. Tsuyu, how can you fuse them? Izuku, using cards like polymerization and having the cards either on the field or in your hand. But my dad did give me 5 cards that might be useful in the event a battle gets too dire. Ida, and what are they? Izuku then pulled out 5 cards, for it looked like 2 arms and 2 legs, all of which were chained by the wrists and ankles, and the last one looked like a mummy wearing an Egyptian headdress. Izuku, these 5 cards may be weak on their own, but if I have all 5 cards in my hand, I can summon Exodia the Forbidden One. This monster guarantees an instant victory, no matter how many life points and monsters my opponent has. Denki, no way that card is that powerful. Izuku, believe me or not, that will be revealed in the future. The alarm then goes off and Izuku had to calm them down. After that, they returned to class. The next day Izuku was waiting outside with Aizawa. Izuku, they're late. Aizawa, yeah, I know there will be something happening at the USJ. Izuku, can I have permission to use my quirk? Aizawa, granted. The class then arrived and Izuku escorted the class in. We now go to Izuku and Yami to have a conversation. Izuku, I think that whoever broke in also plans to attack the USJ. Yami, Izuku, I have to ask, why did you not inform your friends? Izuku, if I did, then they would be in a panic and might not want to go. After all, this will be a chance for them to learn how real-life villain attacks work. Yami, Izuku, I see, you're hoping that this experience will help them both in experience and teamwork. Izuku, yes, but I'd better go now. Tsu might ask me some more questions. Yami, Izuku, I look forward to working with them. Izuku woke up and saw Tsu looking at him. Izuku, yes, Tsu? Tsu, I was wondering what the other Millennium items can do. Izuku, well, Niza actually gave me the 6th Millennium item, the Millennium Rod. This allows the user to take control of other people and project their thoughts through them like telepathy. The last one is the Millennium Necklace, which grants the user the ability to see into the past or get glimpses of the future. However, the futures that the Millennium Necklace show can be prevented by someone who has a Millennium item. Ijiro, so if you have it, you can use it to predict any event that happens before it happens. Izuku, and I can also prevent terrible futures such as the death of others from happening if I had the other Millennium items. They eventually arrive. 13. Hello everyone. Achiko, OMG 13, I'm such a big fan. 13. Always nice to meet a fan. 13 then proceeded to do the speech, and that was when the villains arrived. This time Izuku was part of the group that wasn't teleported. Izuku, you villains want to fight, I'll give you one. Chapter 18, USJ Part 2 and the Mind of the Tamura Shigaraki. Izuku was standing face to face with Shigaraki, Kurojairi, and the Noma. Izuku, I see you have a monster of your own. Shigaraki, this is no regular monster, the Nomu was made to kill Almight. Izuku, if that's the case, then let's test it in a battle against my monsters. Izuku then let Yami Izuku take over. Yami Izuku then pulls out his cards and places 3 face-down cards and plays Feral Imp, Shadow Ghoul, and Black Luster Soldier. Shigaraki, so you would fight me, all right Kurojairi, get rid of them. Kurojairi, yes young master. Kurojairi then tried to attack Yami Izuku, but then he stopped. Shigaraki, Kurojairi, what are you doing? Attack him. Kurojairi, I can't, it's almost like I'm being held by something. Yami Izuku, because you activated my trap card, the Spellbinding Circle. Shigaraki, a trap. Yami Izuku, and now I attack Kurojairi with Feral Imp, and Nomu with Black Luster Soldier. Feral Imp then attacked Kurojairi and knocked him out, and Black Luster Soldier attacked Nomu. Yami Izuku, and while I'm at it, I activate the spell card Brain Control and use it on your Nomu. Shigaraki, what? After a fierce battle, Yami Izuku managed to beat the villains. Shigaraki, you cheater, I'll end you. Before Shigaraki could attack, he was stopped by glowing swords. Shigaraki, what is this? Yami Izuku, my other face-down card, the Swords of Revealing Light. The heroes then burst in and saw Yami Izuku keeping the villains at bay. Izuku, Yami, the heroes are here, and yet I feel something in Shigaraki almost like he's in pain. Yami Izuku, I also feel something in Kurojairi, like his memories are being suppressed. Izuku, then let's use the Millennium Key to help them. I'll deal with Shigaraki, while you deal with Kurojairi. Yami Izuku, good idea. Yami Izuku then took out the Millennium Key and held it in front of the two villains and turned it. We now see Izuku walking down a dark hallway. Izuku, so this is Shigaraki's mind, but where is he? You brat. Izuku turned to the voice and saw a door, and it opened. Izuku then saw a boy with black hair and scratch marks on his neck. Izuku, that's Tamura as a kid, then that must be his dad. You brat, you dare bring that photo out and show it. Izuku looked at the photo and saw the previous user of OFA, Nana Shimura. Izuku, why does he have this? I just want to see what Grandma was like. Izuku, Grandma? Then that means he's really Tenko Shimura. A bright light flashed and Izuku found himself outside and saw Tenko hugging his dog only to see it decay. Izuku, this must be when his quirk activated. Izuku then saw how Tenko's quirk killed the entire family, and he was horrified and felt sad for the poor boy. Izuku, so this is how he keeps you in your place. He makes you relive the worst moments of your life, and then uses the memory of him saving you from the streets, when no one came to help. It wasn't just that. Izuku looked behind him and saw Shigaraki crying. Shigaraki, I thought that All Might would come for me, but he didn't. He probably didn't even bother to look for me. Izuku, but he did. Izuku then changed the surroundings with the Millennium Key to show All Might saving civilians, and after he was out of sight, he was looking for something. Shigaraki, what is he looking for? Izuku, it's not what he's looking for, it's who he was looking for you. Every time he wasn't there to save civilians, he was looking for you because the day that Nana died, he promised to find you. Shigaraki looked at the scene with tears in his eyes and then hugged Izuku. Izuku, it's okay now, I'm here. The two hugged each other. Chapter 19, The Mind of a Nomu and Redemption. Meanwhile in Kurojairi's mind. Yami Izuku, so this is Kurojairi's mind, but why are most of these doors locked? I'd better start where it began. Yami Izuku then walked to an open door and saw Kurojairi bowing to a masked man. Yami Izuku, that must be AFO, but this can't be the real beginning unless. Yami Izuku then turned to one of the locked doors and used the Millennium Key to open it. He then appeared on Yue's roof and there he saw a cyan-haired boy sitting with a blonde kid wearing glasses and a black-haired boy who had a neutral expression. Both of them he instantly recognized. Yami Izuku Aizawa, and Present Mike, so does that mean that he used to be friends with them? But who are you really? Yami Izuku then walked to a door and opened it, and it revealed a horrific sight. The boy was crushed by debris, and he saw Aizawa badly injured and crying. Young Aizawa, Ooboro. The environment changed and Yami Izuku was back in the hallway. I remember now. Yami saw Kurojairi, but his mist dissipated, and it revealed that same blue-haired man. My name is Oboro Shirikumo. Yami Izuku, so you knew our senseis. Oboro, yes, we were friends during our time at U.A, but it all ended during our second year. Me and Shota were fighting a villain. I was helping the civilians evacuate a collapsing building, but after I got them out the building collapsed and I was killed. I was then taken by AFO and turned into a Nomu. And my memories were suppressed to keep me loyal to him. But now that you helped me remember and I'm ready to stop him. Yami Izuku, very well, but first. Izuku, can you hear me? Izuku, yeah, I hear you, and I have helped free Tamura from his trauma. Are you ready? Yami Izuku, yes, let's do it. Both the Millennium Puzzle and Millennium Key glowed and then all the locks on the doors broke and then the light fades. We now go outside. Achiko, are they okay? All Might, don't worry, if I know young Midoriya, he'll be just fine. Yami Izuku changed back into Izuku and removed the Millennium Key. Izuku, it's done. The swords of revealing light and spellbinding circle dissipated and the class and heroes were in fighting positions. Izuku, no, it's alright, I did what a hero would do. Tamura's hair then turned from gray to black and the mist covering Kurogiri disappeared and revealed Oboro Shirakumo and Tenko Shimura. And Almight Aizawa and Present Mix's eyes widened. Izuku, I saved someone in need. Present Mike and Aizawa Oboro. Almight, young Shimura. They ran and hugged them. Tenko, it's good to see you, I'm sorry for attacking. I was blind by his influence. Even while I was fighting deep down I was crying for help. Izuku, it's okay now you're free. Bakugo, hey Deku, these guys won't be any trouble anymore. Next to Bakugo was Toga, Twice, and Dabi. Izuku, no they will go to prison, at least for now, my Millennium Mha sees that the girl is in pain. The boy with the scars is seeking vengeance on Endeavor, this man, he is just broken, bring them to UA then in a week and we might be able to help them. The heroes nodded and took the three away. Tenko, I suppose I shall go with them. Nizu, that won't be necessary, we were actually planning a rehab program, and we were wondering if you would accept to come next week. Tenko, I would be honored, sir. Nizu, and Oboro, since you were only used as a slave to the villains, why don't you join Shota as a teacher? Oboro, I would love that. The next day, Tsukachi interviewed the class with the police force and helped create a cover story about the attack. The next week, Izuku went to visit the villains and used the Millennium Key to free them from their pain. He even asked his mom if she could adopt Himiko since her family abandoned her, to which she accepted. Dabi or Toya Todoroki, who was still angry with Endeavor, kept the secret to himself and planned to expose Endeavor for his actions. As for Twice, Izuku and Yami Izuku worked together to help mend his broken mind and he was then cured of the trauma he had. They all enrolled in the villain rehab program along with Tenko and were eager to begin their journey to redemption. Chapter 20: New Students, New Teachers and Training. The class returned to the dorms and Eri was happy to see Izuku. Eri, Papa, I was so worried about you. Izuku, it's okay my little angel, but we're okay now. Kuribo, yeah, I heard what happened from the others. Revival Jam, I'm glad we're able to help them, and thanks to you they get to have a second chance. Izuku, thanks guys, but even though I helped Jean get over his trauma, he still has that multiple personality disorder. Twice, hey Izuku. Who are you? Izuku, I'll do my best to cure him, but it will take a while to fully repair that. Jinzo, well you better get to class, by the way. Niza planned on making an announcement, and while you were gone I found this on one of the villains that were taken in. Jinzo held up a card and Izuku's eyes widened and took it. It was the winged dragon of Ra. Izuku, wow, I can't believe it, now we have all the Egyptian god cards. Thanks, Jinzo. Jinzo, no problem Izuku, now get to class before you're late. Izuku then ran and went to class where Nizu was waiting. Nizu, Midoriya, about time you arrived, now we can begin with the announcement. Now, as you may or may not know, the UA Sports Festival will be in 2 weeks. Now normally we wouldn't let it happen since you were attacked, but this will show the villains that we are not afraid of them. You should also know that after the Sports Festival, you will have internships with one hero that will send you a request after viewing your performance. The entire class was talking about what hero they might have the chance to intern with. Nizu, also, we have discovered that many villains have stolen dual monster cards from stores and are using them to commit crimes, so to prevent this, starting at the end of the internships we will have a new class that will teach you about dual monsters and how to combat them. We will also have new students and teachers that will help you with this. The door opened and a group of kids and adults walked in, and Izuku recognized some of them too well. Nizu, I assume Mr. Midoriya might be familiar with some of them. But let me introduce you all to the duelists of the Duelist Kingdom tournament. The king of games himself, Yugi Muto. Everyone murmured about the Yugi Muto being a student here as well. Nizu, we also have Joey Wheeler, T. Gardner, and Tristan Taylor. Also from the tournament, we have Bonds, Mako Tsunami, My Valentine, the Kaiba brothers Sito and Makuba, Esparoba, and Ryo Bakura. And for teachers, we have the Paradox Brothers and the creator of Dual Monsters and head of Industrial Illusions Maximilian Pegasus. Joey Wheeler, T. Gardner, Tristan Taylor. Ryo Bakura, Sito Kaiba, Makuba Kaiba, Bonds, Esperoba. Paradox Brothers, Para is orange, Dox is green. Everyone was amazed that they were going to be their new classmates and teachers, while Izuku was ecstatic and happy. Yugi, I really hope we can get along, and I hope that everyone will be able to learn from the experience we have. After class, Yugi asked Izuku to meet with him. Izuku, it's really nice to meet you, Yugi. I heard so much about you. Yugi, I'm glad to hear it, but I've also noticed that you have 6 Millennium items with you. Izuku, yes, I found them while I was on a trip to Egypt to visit my dad. Yugi, I assume that the pharaoh has been well? Izuku, yes, we are working really well together. Yugi, I'm glad to hear it. I did want to know if he was well, but I also want to see how well you are in a duel. Izuku, you want to duel me? Yugi, I want to see how far you have come, and also give you some tips for any future duels you might have. Izuku, of course, and I'll be glad that I'm training with you. Yugi, now get out of your deck and get ready to duel. Izuku trained his dueling skills with Yugi and all the others, including Pegasus, and his strategy and dueling skills have improved significantly. Izuku also spent his spare time training with OFA to use it at a higher percentage. Izuku also took the time to improve the skills he has with the Millennium items, and he was now able to use the Millennium Eye to look into a person's memories. He was also able to use the Millennium Key's ability to become invisible and was able to use the Millennium Rod, but he didn't want to use it in the sports festival, since it wouldn't be fair to use it on other contestants. It was now the day of the festival, and Pegasus pulled Izuku to the side to talk to him. Izuku, what did you want to talk to me about, sir? Pegasus, I noticed you looking at Todoroki with a look of pity. Why? Izuku, I saw his memories, and I saw what his father Endeavor did to his family. I don't want him to suffer, but I also want him to go all out. Pegasus, I see, but what about Endeavor? Izuku, don't worry, I gave Nizu all the evidence against him, and I put in a special request for a final event after the battle tournament. Pegasus, well, I hope you have a good deck. Otherwise you might be in a lot of pain. Izuku, don't worry, I have it all under control. The Millennium Eye shines a bit, and then the screen cuts to black with the Millennium Eye in the center, and the text under the eye that reads. Chapter 21, Izuku's Deck Part 5. This is the final part of Izuku's deck. I figured the legendary duelists would give Izuku these cards before the sports festival began. Also, if you are wondering why I am doing another, well, there were other cards that did play important roles in the anime, and some cards I figured the characters would have in their decks. Yugi Muto, Joey Wheeler, Maximilian J, Pegasus, Mako Tsunami, Ryo Bakura, Paradox Brothers, Bonds. Izuku would win these after defeating a few certain cheaters. Chapter 22, Sports Festival and Endeavor's Downfall. The day of the sports festival has arrived, and Izuku was walking into the stadium with his class. Izuku, mind at the end of the tournament Endeavor will fall. Flashback. Nizu, you say you have proof of Endeavor's cruelty and abuse. Izuku, yes, thanks to what Dabi provided, we have enough evidence against him, but I want to make it so he will lose more than his spot as a hero. Nizu, what might that be? Izuku, at the end of the tournament, I want you to play the footage on the big screen after we are awarded our medals once I give you a signal. After that, Endeavor is sure to want to fight me, but what if I also humiliate him and defeat him in battle? Nizu, you plan on fighting him? Izuku, and bring him down with any chance of being number 1. Nizu, I will do so. Izuku, thank you Nizu. Flashback end. Yami Izuku, are you sure you want to do this? Izuku, yes, if I don't do something he will continue to hurt his family, and they will never be free. Yami Izuku, but Endeavor has a lot of power, how are you going to do that? Izuku, you might hate me for this, but I will initiate a shadow game. Yami Izuku, okay then. Izuku, you're not against it? Yami Izuku, he deserves it for what he did to both Toya and Shoto, and after that, both, we take his soul as punishment. Izuku wanted to use OFA for the race and used Jinzo to destroy the mines so the other students could cross. In the cavalry battle, he played the trap card Mirror Force to counter any dangerous attacks like Bakugo's explosions. He also used Swords of Revealing Light to stop any teams from taking their headbands. We now go to Izuku and Shoto. Shoto, I bet you're wondering why I don't use my Phi. Izuku, it's because of what your father did, am I right? Shoto was shocked. Shoto, how did you? Izuku just grinned and his Millennium eye glinted in the light. Shoto, right, you read my mind. Izuku, not just yours, also Dabi's. Shoto, Dabi? What does he have to do with it? Izuku, you'll find out, and I want you to use the fire, you control it, not him. Also after the tournament me and Yami will take care of him. Shoto was shocked, but he also realized that he was the one controlling his fire side and not Endeavor. Shoto, thank you, Midoriya. Izuku, no problem, I'd better get going. Izuku then leaves Shoto and he was pulled to the side by the legendary duelists. Izuku, guys, what is it? Para, we figured you could use some help. Dox, we want Endeavor to yelp. Pegasus, we want to give you our cards so you will have a better chance at winning. They all then pull out a total of 18 cards. Izuku, I can't take them, they're your cards. Yugi, it's okay, we have additional ones, please take them. Izuku thought to himself for a bit, and then decided. Izuku, alright, we will use them, and thank you all. Joey, it's okay pal, now get out there and show him how we duelists do it. Izuku then walked in and faced Shinso. Midnight, are both participants ready? They both nod. Midnight then begin. Shinso, must be nice to have such a strong quirk. Shinso, mind this one will be easy. Izuku, no it won't, also nice try, but my Millennium Eye protects me from mind control. Shinso, mind did he read my mind, and what is this about a Millennium Eye? Izuku, of course I heard that, oh was that a private thought, sorry. Izuku then pulled back his hair covering his left eye and revealing the Millennium Eye. Shinso was even more shocked to know that Izuku could hear his thoughts, and that his quirk didn't work. Shinso, oh well, since I can't brainwash you I guess I'll have to fight you. Izuku, don't worry, I won't attack you with my most powerful attack, but I will at least hit you with one that will knock you out of the ring. Izuku pulled out a card and activated it. Izuku, I summon Kuribo. Tsuyu, why did Midoriya call Kuribo? He has a really weak attack. Izuku, Kuribo, go. Kuribo, okay Izuku. Kuribo flew to Shinso and exploded, knocking him out of the ring. Ida, of course, Kuribo self-destructs upon contact with the enemy. Midoriya knew his opponent wouldn't have taken a strong attack, so he used an attack that was only strong enough to knock him out of the ring. Izuku was walking to his waiting room when Endeavor stopped him. Izuku, you have something to say, Endeavor? Endeavor, I want you to get Shoto to use his. Izuku, if you're asking me to get Shoto to use his fire, I already took care of it, but he won't be doing it for you, he will do it for himself. Endeavor, watch your mouth, boy. Izuku, and why should I? You want to have another death on your hands? Endeavor's eyes widened. Izuku, that's right, I know all of it, the abuse, the training, driving your wife mad, and to his death. I would expose you, but where's the fun in that? After all, Yami and I will make sure you get what's coming, also don't bother using your quirk on us. The Millennium Puzzle protects its owner from all harm. Izuku then walked off with an angry Endeavor behind him. We now go to Izuku's battle with Todoroki. Izuku, you know I won't go easy on you, Todoroki. Shoto, I know, you don't just rely on power, but also strategy and trust. Midnight begin. Shoto launches ice at Izuku, but Izuku pulled out 3 cards. Izuku, I play Red Eyes Black Dragon, Barrel Dragon, and the Legendary Fisherman. Izuku, with Red Eyes Black Dragon I can counter your ice and Legendary Fisherman helps deal with your fire. Shoto, very clever Midoriya, but I can still attack your Barrel Dragon. Izuku, not once I play this, I believe you remember this one from my battle with Bakugo. Shoto was shocked to see the card Izuku had was Toon World. Jiru, hey, isn't that the card that Midoriya used against Bakugo? Pegasus, indeed it is, and I should know, I was the one who gave it to him when we first met. Izuku, this card can't work on Legendary Fisherman, but it really helps with the other two, but I'll also play my Masked Magician. The Masked Magician then appeared in attack position. Izuku, and now Shoto Todoroki, I welcome you to Toon World. Toon World then appeared in the arena. I figured I'd add this version since it is really popular. Izuku, and now I welcome Barrel Dragon, Red Eyes Black Dragon, and Masked Magician to Toon World. Pink smoke came out and pulled the three monsters in, and then the book closed, and then opened again, and out came three new toons. Izuku, you must be familiar with them since you saw them playing with Eri, but allow me to formally introduce you to Toon Barrel Dragon, Red Eyes Toon Dragon, and Toon Masked Magician. Shoto, it's obvious that I can't win this battle since they are toons, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna go down without a fight. Izuku, I knew you would say that. In that case, Red Eyes Toon attack. The Red-Eyed Dragon launched a powerful attack. Shoto tries to counter it by combining his attacks, but it wasn't enough. When the mist cleared, Shoto was out of bounds and Izuku was made the winner. We now go to Izuku vs Bakugo. Izuku, who would have thought that it came down to this? Since I'm fighting you, I won't use Toon World, and I'll let Yami have a turn. Bakugo, it won't matter Deku, because I'll win. Yami Izuku, we'll see about that Bakugo. Midnight begin. Bakugo launched an attack, but Yami Izuku managed to pull out one card and play it. Yami Izuku, I play Celtic Guardian. The Celtic Guardian countered Bakugo's attack. Yami Izuku, and now I play Dark Necrophore, Skull Servant, Illusionist Faceless Mage, Zombino, and Zombina. Bakugo, so what, are you trying to scare me? Yami Izuku, not really, but I might as well make you afraid once I play my next card. I now play Pumpkin the King of Ghosts. Bakugo, ooh, a giant pumpkin, I'm so scared. Yami Izuku, you should be, because Pumpkin the King of Ghosts can increase the attack points of all zombie monsters in play. The giant pumpkin then stuck its vines into Skull Servant, Zombino, and Zombina, and their attack points were raised. Yami Izuku, and now you will know how outmatched you are. Illusionist Faceless Mage, attack him. The Faceless Doll attacked Bakugo and he was knocked off his feet, and for the first time in his life, he was afraid. Yami Izuku, you became a hero only for power, that's why you lost, but if you put your heart into it, there is nothing you can't do. Bakugo is Kaiba, and Yami Izuku is Yami Yugi, also ignore the others. Bakugo then passes out and Midnight calls the match. We now go to the award ceremony. Almight hands out the medals and Bakugo wasn't chained to the podium because of Yami Izuku's mind crush. Izuku, there is one more thing that needs to be taken care of, Niza now. The screen then displayed all the terrible things Endeavor did and everyone started to hate him. Endeavor tried to attack Izuku, but it was countered by Dabi. Endeavor, damn you, you villain. Dabi, if I'm a villain, then that makes you a bastard. Dabi then took out a water bottle and poured the water on his head, washing the black hair dye off, revealing white hair. Tuya, Dad? Everyone was shocked to see Endeavor's dead son standing there alive. Shoto, Tuya, is it really you? Tuya, hey bro, it's been a while. Endeavor, it doesn't matter, I'll kill you both. Izuku, not him, just me. Everyone looked at Izuku with a shocked expression. Izuku, I'll battle you 1v1 and if you win, I'll erase everyone's memories of this. But if I win, well, you'll see for yourself. Endeavor, fine. Izuku, good. Aijiro, Midobro, are you mad? He'll kill you. Izuku, not if me and Yami play our cards right, plus we have a few tricks up our sleeve. We now skip to the arena and Izuku and Endeavor stood facing each other. The Millennium puzzle then glows. Yami Izuku, and since this will be a very special battle, let's do it in a different environment. Before anyone could utter a word, the surroundings became darker, and then everyone noticed that a purple energy was forming around the stadium. Yami Yugi, welcome to the Shadow Realm, and when we face off here it only means one thing. Izuku and Yami Izuku, a shadow game. Endeavor, let's get this over with. Yami Izuku, very well. Izuku then draws out 5 cards from his deck. Izuku, Suijin, he could help against Endeavor's fire. Yami Izuku, alright, for my first monster, I summon Suijin in attack mode, and I also play a card face down. Para, it seems we made the right call. Docs, and now it is time for Endeavor to fall. Almight, what are you talking about? Docs, Suijin is one of 3 gods that control thunder, wind, and water. The remaining 2 cards are Sanga of the Thunder, and Kazejin, god of wind. If his luck holds 2 more turns and he acquires them all, they can be combined to create the Gate Guardian. Yugi, they are also referred to as the Trinity, a monster that is in the class of Exodia. Ochako, is Exodia really that powerful? Sito Kaiba, the Gate Guardian is powerful, but it doesn't come close to the power of Exodia. I should know I lost to Yugi with it, while I had 3 blue eyes white dragons in play. Mina, wow, he's that strong. Pegasus, indeed, but you shouldn't worry for Izuku boy, since it's a shadow game. Endeavor won't just lose his rank, but he'll also lose something else. Endeavor, you think your monster scares me, I'll show you. Yami Izuku, Suijin counter it. Suijin then released an enormous jet of water from his mouth that extinguished the attack. Yami Izuku, you should know better. Endeavor, after all, water beats fire any day. Yami Izuku then drew another card and placed 1 card face down, and placed Curse of Dragon and Gaia the Fierce Knight. Yami Izuku, it's your turn now. Endeavor launched another attack, this time at Curse of Dragon. Yami Izuku, you activated my trap card, the Spellbinding Circle. A magic circle formed around Endeavor's body and electrocuted him. Yami Izuku drew another card and grinned. Yami Izuku, this is actually lucky for me. In my last draw, I drew this. Yami Izuku then held up the card he drew from his previous turn, and it was revealed to be Sanga of the Thunder. Yami Izuku, and I didn't expect to draw this one on my 3rd turn. Yami Izuku then held up his drawn card, it was Kazejin. Para, he is lucky brother. Docs, and now he has the other. Yami Izuku, Para, Docs, mind joining me in his summoning? Yami Izuku then placed the 2 cards on the field as the brothers grinned. Paradox brothers, we would be honored. I wanted to play the full chant, and how Gate Guardian is assembled. Also imagine Yami Izuku is there and reciting the chant with them. Everyone looked at the giant colossus in awe. Yami Izuku, and now Endeavor, time to face judgment. Yami Izuku and Paradox brothers, Gate Guardian attack. The Gate Guardian focused all its energy into 1 powerful attack and it hit Endeavor. Yami Izuku, it's over. Endeavor, you lost. Endeavor, fine. Yami Izuku, and before you leave there is still the end of the bargain. Izuku's spirit then floats next to Yami Izuku. Izuku, and the price for losing the shadow game is both, imprisoning your soul. Yami Izuku then pulled out a blank soul card, and then the Millennium eye shined so bright that it was blinding. Yami Izuku's Pegasus, and Endeavor's Makuba, also ignore everything, except the part where he takes the soul. When the light died down, Endeavor's eyes were blank and lifeless. Midnight, Midoriya, what have you done to Endeavor? Yami Izuku, nothing to his body, but his soul. Yami Izuku then holds up the card he had in his hand before. Only now it had Endeavor with the same body position he was in before the Millennium Eye activated. Yami Izuku, let's just say, he won't be hurting anyone anymore. Midnight, what do you mean? Yami Izuku, we trapped his soul in the card that we are holding, and his body is now nothing but an empty shell. This shall be his punishment for what he did. Nizu, I'll allow it since Endeavor was doing those things to his family against their will. Yami Izuku then gave back control to Izuku. Izuku, now if you don't mind, I'm going to rest up a bit. Izuku then walked off, but he was then stopped by Shoto, Tuya, Natsuo, and Fuyumi. Shoto, thank you Izuku, you as well Yami. Fuyumi, if it wasn't for you, our lives would have stayed terrible. Natsuo, we owe you big time man. Izuku, It wasn't a big deal, I helped people who were in danger. Tuya, nevertheless you did a great thing Midoriya, and I'm thankful for it. Izuku, thanks guys, and I think it's time for you to reunite with your mom. The Todoroki siblings said goodbye to Izuku and left. Izuku was congratulated by not only his class, but also civilians, heroes, teachers, and the duelists. Izuku, thanks guys, and you know that this was broadcasted, right? Nizu, correct, which means the villains will know that they will have a death wish if they aren't redeemable. Izuku, and if we encounter them, they'll be lucky if getting their souls sealed in a card isn't the worst thing they'll experience. Chapter 23, Internship and Stain. Izuku was in his class while waiting for Aizawa to arrive. Aijiro, hey Midobro, I noticed that Bakubro hasn't been the same since your battle at the sports festival. Izuku, oh yeah, he'll be fine in a while. Yami told me about this ability where he can banish the darkness in a person's heart called the Mind Crush. It will take him a while to get adjusted to the change, but I can assure you, he'll be feeling better than ever after. Aizawa, good to know, since we might need him during your internships. Ida, why is that sensei? Aizawa, not only did the sports festival give heroes the chance to see what you're made of, but also we have discovered that the league is under new leadership by a certain familiar dual monster cheater. Aizawa then displayed a picture of a blonde bearded man wearing a bandana that looked like the American flag with sunglasses, a red shirt, a black blazer with gold buttons, and silver wristbands. Izuku, Bandit Keith. Aizawa, as Midoriya said, this is Bandit Keith, an infamous machine duelist, known for cheating by hiding cards in his wristbands. Bonds, he was also my former mentor until he took my star chips and abandoned me. Aizawa, he also got the allegiance of Weevil Underhood, Rex Raptor, and Loomis and Umbra. The screen then displayed 4 more images. Aizawa, as you know, Weevil Underhood is the regional champion who was known for lying and tampering with other people's decks before a duel. Rex Raptor was the runner-up in the championship, and Loomis and Umbra were known for helping Yami Merrick retrieve the Egyptian god cards. And cheated in the duel against Yugi and Kaiba by having microphones in their masks telling each other their strategy when they weren't supposed to during the duel. They are also hunters of rare cards. They are very dangerous, and this is also why you are getting classes with the legendary duelists, so you will be able to fend off against them. Is that clear? Everyone, yes, sensei. Aizawa, now you have to choose your hero names. Midnight, and I'll be helping you. Everyone chose a hero name. Bakugo went with Dynamite, and now it was Izuku's turn. Izuku, I am the Millennium Duelist hero, Yami. Midnight, naming yourself after your other counterpart. Nice, it passes. The rest of the story goes as canon, with Izuku choosing to go to Gran Torino, and Bakugo going to Best Jeanist. This time he wants to go to become a better hero. We now go to the bus station. Izuku, thank you for looking after Eri while I'm doing my internship, sensei. Aizawa, just be glad she is well behaved, or I would have made your training harder. Izuku, okay Eri, I'm going to be away for a while, so be on your best behavior, okay? Eri, okay papa. Izuku then arrived at Gran Torino's agency. Izuku, here I go. Izuku then stepped in and saw Gran Torino in a puddle of what appeared to be blood. Izuku didn't panic, because he saw his thoughts, meaning he was still alive. Izuku, you can get up now. Gran Torino, so you saw it. I have to admit I didn't expect you to come in when I landed on my food. Izuku, it's alright. By the way, if you plan on asking my name, let me be clear, I'm Yami. Gran Torino, so that Millennium I really can see into minds. Izuku, it's also how I was able to see that you were still alive. Gran Torino, I see, now I know you have a good understanding of the Millennium items. But how good are you with OFA? Izuku, I was able to reach 65%, sir. Gran Torino, glad to hear, but we need to try and get you to be able to use more of it. Now we will begin training tomorrow, so get settled in, and let's have something to eat. Izuku, yes, sir. Izuku and Yami. Izuku trained with Gran Torino so well that they were now able to use 75 to 80% of OFA. We now go to the attack. Manuel, Ida, where are you? Izuku, don't worry sir, we'll find him. I don't think so. Izuku turned around and saw Bandit Keith with Loomis and Umbra standing there. Izuku, I take it you three are helping the villains cause chaos, while also distracting the heroes from Stain. Well, we won't allow it. Dark Necrophere. Loomis, ha, well, we're ready. Izuku, I didn't say Dark Necrophere was fighting. Bandit Keith, what? Izuku, mind Dark Necrophere, we need you to go help Ida, and if you can, knock some sense into him for going after Stain. Dark Necrophere, mine not a problem Izuku. Dark Necrophere then flew off to Ida's location. Umbra, hey, get back here! Izuku, oh no you don't. Yami Izuku, you're dealing with me. Bandit Keith, let's get rid of this kid. Yami Izuku, you will find that I'm not that easy to deal with. I summoned the Reaper of the Cards, Black Luster Soldier, and summoned Skull. I know it requires a ritual summon, but I couldn't get any other cards in the deck, plus the Toon Black Luster Soldier doesn't need to be ritual summoned, but I will fix that in another part. Loomis, ha, big deal, we play Masked Beast Descardius. Bandit Keith, and I play Barrel Dragon. Bandit Keith, and to make it more challenging, I play Slot Machine. Yami Izuku, I'm impressed, but can you handle monsters that are from Pegasus himself? Bandit Keith, what are you talking about? Yami Izuku, you obviously saw my battle at the sports festival, and you must remember this from Duelist's Kingdom, Bandit Keith. I play Toon World. Loomis, big deal, you don't have any cards that can be turned into toons. Yami Izuku, oh really? A pink mist came out of Toon World and pulled Black Luster Soldier, and summoned Skull. Yami Izuku, allow me to introduce you to Toon Black Luster Soldier and Toon summoned Skull. The four then battled and then the three villains managed to pull out a trap card that got rid of Toon World and Yami Izuku drew and pulled out the Black Illusion Ritual. We now go inside the duo's mind. Yami Izuku, this could be our chance to beat them. Izuku, yes, but we do have 3 empty spaces in our deck, why don't we have a bet with them? Yami Izuku, and I know which cards we should get. We now go outside. Yami Izuku, alright, this card could either be our success or failure, so why don't we make a deal? Bandit Keith, what kind of deal? Yami Izuku, if I win, you give us both Slot Machine and Masked Beast Descardius, which includes the Mask of Remnants, but if you win, you get my entire deck. Loomis, he does have the Egyptian god cards, and with the cards in his deck we could be the most powerful duelists in the world. Umbra, but what if we lose? Bandit Keith, don't worry I got this, alright, it's a deal. Yami Izuku, good, because it's my turn, and I played the Dark Eyes Illusionist, then I play my Black Illusion Ritual card and sacrifice Dark Eyes Illusionist, and I summon Relinquished. Bandit Keith, it doesn't matter, he only has 0 ATK and 0 DF. Yami Izuku, true, but he makes up for it with his special effect, Relinquished, use Hypnotic Attraction on Descardius. Relinquished then created a powerful suction force that pulled in Masked Beast Descardius. Loomis and Umbra, no our Descardius. Bandit Keith, bah, I'll do it myself then, Slot Machine attack. Yami Izuku, Relinquished, activate your defense shield. Relinquished then closed its 2 wing-like appendages and out of the right one came the Masked Beast Descardius, and the attack destroyed it. Loomis and Umbra, our Descardius, he's using it as a shield against his attack. Yami Izuku, Slot Machine eliminates Masked Beast Descardius from the game, but since he was your monster you receive the battle damage. By absorbing the opponent's monsters, Relinquished is able to use them, and their ATK and def points to protect itself against any attacking monster while Relinquished remains unharmed, while the opponent suffers the damage. Fun fact, this was the last monster Pegasus played before he was defeated by Yugi. Umbra, he used our own monster as his own. Bandit Keith, grr, I won't lose, Slot Machine, attack Relinquished. Yami Izuku, Relinquished, use Hypnotic Attraction. Relinquished I flashed purple and Slot Machine stopped. After that Relinquished absorbed Slot Machine and used it to attack the trio. Bandit Keith, grr, this isn't over, you may have got our cards, but you haven't seen the last of me. Bandit Keith ran away, leaving Loomis and Umbra unconscious. Yami Izuku, we should see if Dark Necrosphere helped save Ida. Izuku, good idea, and we got 3 new cards. Yami Izuku gave control back to Izuku and they ran and saw Dark Necrosphere protecting Ida. Ida Izuku. Izuku, I'll deal with you later, Ida, right now we will deal with him. Stain, you're the kid from the sports festival, I have to admit, nice work dealing with Endeavor. Izuku, it's no big deal, also I take it Dark Necrosphere has been lecturing Ida about not seeking revenge. Dark Necrosphere, big time. Izuku, just to be on the safe side. Jinzo. Jinzo, it's good to be out, and I see some traps. Jinzo shot lasers out of his eyes, destroying the traps in the alleyway. Stain, impressive, how did you know? Izuku, Jinzo's special ability allows him to destroy any trap on the field and nullify any traps in your hand, so I figured better be safe than sorry. Stain, I know I can't beat you in a battle, and so I surrender. Izuku, good to know. Izuku turned Stain over to the authorities and Ida was scolded for acting recklessly. Izuku was watching as Loomis and Umbra were being taken away. I have to admit I never thought I'd see the day they went back to their old job of stealing rare cards. Izuku turned around and saw Merrick Ishtar, along with his older sister Ishizu and their adopted brother Odion. Izuku, well, it is to be expected by them. Odion, I'm impressed that you were also able to wield the Millennium items so well, and you even have the Egyptian god cards. Ishizu, you have a kind soul, and that is truly one of your best aspects. Izuku, thanks, and I'm glad to have met you. Merrick, the pleasure is ours. After Izuku returned from his internship, everyone was happy to see him, especially Eri. Denki, dude, that was awesome, you were amazing. Izuku, thanks guys, but even though we stopped Loomis and Umbra, Bandit Keith got away. Aizawa, it doesn't matter now, you have to study and train for your final exams, and I expect you to use the best of your abilities. Yugi, this will also give you the time you need to start with your dueling. Bakugo then stood up and hugged Izuku to everyone's surprise. Izuku, whoa, what is this for? Bakugo, Izuku, look, I'm sorry for what I did to you those last 10 years, and the internship gave me time to think, and I really want us to be friends again. Izuku smiled and hugged him. Izuku, of course, cat, and besides, even though I was mad at you, I still forgave you. Bakugo, thanks Izuku. Chapter 24, Izuku's Deck Final Part. That's right, I'm making this an Izuku x Ooal ship. I know that Ooal was a boy before she became a monster, but the relationship between Jaden and Ooal was just so adorable. I couldn't resist. Also with this info you know what Izuku will become, and it will be revealed in the Island one-shot. Chapter 25, Island and Awakening. Izuku was on the plane with All Might. Izuku, wow, there it is, Island. All Might, yes, and if I know my old friend, he will be able to help both of you out. Flashback. Izuku, hey Yami, you ever wonder what it would be like if we had separate bodies? Yami Izuku, I don't have to wonder. When Yugi returned the Millennium items to the Millennium Stone, I was given my own body, and it would sound nice to have my own body. Izuku, I wonder if it would be possible to do it without having to leave each other. All Might, there might be a way. Flashback end. Izuku, I'm glad that you gave us this offer, but there is also something I have been sensing since we arrived, almost like the final Millennium item is here. All Might, if it is, I'm sure David has been looking after it. They arrive and saw a blonde girl on a pogo stick coming. Uncle All Might. All Might, Melissa, it's so good to see you again. Melissa, it's so good to see you too, and you must be Izuku, my dad told me about you. Izuku, it's nice to meet you, Melissa. They went to David's office. David, I'm glad to see you again, my friend. All Might, it's good to see you again, David. David, and you must be. David paused and his eyes widened and saw Izuku's Millennium eye. David, sorry, what I meant to say was you must be Izuku Midoriya. Izuku, I'm honored to meet you, sir. David, Almight, can I take him around back for a bit? Almight, not at all. Izuku was taken into a room and David closed the door. Izuku, you have the Millennium necklace, don't you? David, sigh, yes, and I saw what would happen. Izuku, I also saw what you saw from your memories. David, I didn't want to do it, but it's already too late, and I can't change it. Izuku, I understand, but we'll be ready when it happens, but you know that I'll have to take the Millennium necklace. David, yes, it deserves to be with someone like you. Also thanks for the talk. Izuku, no problem. Izuku was in his hotel room resting and talking to Yami, who David managed to separate from him. Izuku, hey Yami, do you think that the dream I have has any connection to my card? Flashback. I hope we can be together again in our next life, Ooal. Ooal, if we ever find each other again, I hope that we will share our lives together forever. And we will have a happy family. Flashback end. Yami, Izuku, I'm not sure, but I hope it won't be a problem for you. Izuku, well, we should get dressed for the expo. Yami, Izuku, right. They got dressed and went to the expo. We now skip to where Wolfram is as he's attacking Sam and David. David, I told you I'm not giving it to you. Wolfram, doesn't matter, I'll take it either way. Izuku, you won't be getting anything. So you're the duelists. I have to admit that you look like Yugi. Yami, Izuku, I figured AFO would want you to help him, Weevil, and Rex. Rex, we will be dealing with it right away. Izuku, Yami, deal with them, I'll deal with Wolfram. Weevil, I won't let you pass. Izuku, you won't have to. I play my 3 cyber dragons and I use polymerization to fuse them into cyber and dragon, and I summon ancient gear golem. Ignore the battle. Izuku, deal with them. Ancient gear golem, you got it, Izuku. Cyber and dragon, we'll show them. Izuku then chased Wolfram to the roof. Izuku, I fuse my blue eyes white dragons and blue eyes ultimate dragon, Slifer the sky dragon, Obelisk the tormentor, and winged dragon of Ra. Only the chant. Wolfram, even with the Egyptian gods on your side, you won't stop me. Izuku, I only have to summon one more monster. Izuku then touches Yubal's card and then it went white. Then Izuku found himself in a white space. And then a surge of memories rushed through his head. Izuku, I remember. You do? Izuku saw Yubal standing behind him. Izuku, Yubal, I remember everything. We were so close. Yubal, thank you, Izuku, and not only that, but our wish came true, we met in our next life. Izuku, and now it's time to protect those we love. Izuku was back at the battle. Izuku, I summon Yubal. Izuku, okay guys, let's do this. Wolfram, it won't matter, because I'm attacking you. A bright light enveloped Izuku. Izuku, I am the Supreme King. The light faded and Izuku was revealed wearing black armor with gold and white detailing and purple stones on his body and a red cape. Supreme King Izuku, I will not let you win. Yubal, I will protect my king. Wolfram, then you will die for him. Wolfram attacks Yubal, but Izuku laughed. Supreme King Izuku, sorry to disappoint you, but when Ooal is sent to the grave, she is reborn as Ooal Terror Incarnate. Ooal Terror Incarnate appears. Wolfram, then I'll attack her again. Ooal was attacked again. Supreme King Izuku, once she is destroyed, she becomes Ooal the Ultimate Nightmare, and when she attacks an opponent, she can remove LP equal to the opponent's ATK points. Now attack. Ooal attacks and the next thing that happens is Wolfram is knocked unconscious. Izuku then reverts to his normal clothes. Izuku, Ooal, after all this time we are reunited at last. Ooal, do you think Eri will accept me? Izuku, I know she will. The two then kissed and everyone was shocked at this. Chapter 26, New Hero Name and Final Exams. Izuku, Yami Izuku, and Ooal returned to UA where all the students crowded them. Izuku, okay guys, I'll explain everything. Izuku then proceeded to explain that he is the reincarnation of royalty, and that he has become the Supreme King. He also explained how he and Ooal shared their love for each other. Achiko, wow, that is so lovely, you two really look happy together. Ooal, thanks guys, and I hope you can accept me as your new mother Eri. Eri, of course I can, you love Papa, and I would be happy if you were my mama. Ooal, thank you Eri. Izuku, and before I forget, there is something I want to do for you, Mr. Pegasus. The Millennium items glow, and then a blonde woman wearing a blue dress appeared. Pegasus, gasped Cecilia, is it really you? Cecilia, Maximilian, my love, I miss you so much. Izuku, I wanted to make it so you wouldn't have to live without love, again, so I brought her back for you. Pegasus, thank you Izuku boy, you truly have a noble heart. Izuku, also sensei, I want to change my hero name since Yami and I are separated. I will be the Supreme King. Aizawa, very well, I will submit the name change to Nizu. Izuku, thanks. It was now the day of the final exams, and Izuku and Bakugo were fighting All Might. Izuku, cat, I'll try to hold him off, and you cuff him. Bakugo, got it. Izuku, you know sir, this will be my first time summoning this monster, and you'll be the perfect practice. I summon, Masked Beast Des Guardius. Izuku, Des Guardius, attack All Might. All Might, not happening. All Might then attacked Des Guardius, but then Izuku laughed. Izuku, nice try All Might, but when Des Guardius is destroyed he leaves behind 3 masks which combine into one powerful mask, the Mask of Remnants, and it allows me to take control of one of my opponents. The mask then flies and attaches itself to All Might's face and Bakugo put the cuffs on All Might. Izuku, great work cat. Bakugo, it was your idea, and I'm happy for you. We now go to the mall. Izuku, I'm going to go get something supplies for the trip. Ooal, okay Izuku, we'll go get some food. Yami Izuku, we'll be waiting for you. Eri, bye Papa. Izuku got all his supplies and then he saw Bakugo. Izuku, hey cat, what are you doing? Bakugo, not much, except your downfall Deku. Izuku's eyes widened and he realized who it really was. Izuku, it can't be Yami and I sent you to the Shadow Realm. Ghost Bakugo, he, but my master managed to pull me out of there, and with the help of the League he will return to his full power and destroy the world. Izuku, not if I have anything to say about it. Ghost Bakugo, well then, we shall see. Ghost Bakugo disappeared, and Izuku ran to his group and explained what had happened. Ida, this is really bad, and the idea of them attacking the training camp is bad enough. Izuku, don't worry, we already have a plan, and I think I know who this master really is. Chapter 27, Training Camp. Izuku and the class were on the bus to the training camp, and they stopped at a cliff. Izuku, I already know what Aizawa planned to do, and I asked Yami to look after Eri on the bus once the hussy cats send us down, so it won't be a problem. Mandalay, well you better get started. Denki, everyone back to the bus. Pixie Bob sends them off the cliff. Izuku, well dear, care to take a ride? Ooal, why thank you. Izuku, I summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon and Red Eyes Black Dragon. Izuku climbed on the Blue Eyes, and Ooal climbed on the Red Eyes, and they rode all the way to the camp. Izuku, that was a really fun ride dear. Ooal, it was also very romantic, don't you think? Izuku, yes Ooal, and we made it here just in time, but we should at least help cook for the class. They made dinner, and then the class arrived. Izuku, you're here, we made dinner. The class ran to the table and ate. Izuku saw a boy sitting on his own. Izuku, who is that? Mandalay, that is my nephew Kota, he has been living with us since a villain killed his parents. Izuku, maybe I should go talk to him. Ooal, I'll watch Eri. Izuku went to Kota. Izuku, hey, do you mind if I sit with you? Kota, oh no, not at all, I wanted to talk to you anyway. The two talked and eventually, Kota began to understand why his parents died as heroes. Izuku, hey sensei, are the traps set? Aizawa, yes, and are you sure you can handle Ghost Bakugo? Izuku, if Yami can use Mind Crush, then I might as well try it too. Izuku helped train the class in using dual monsters, and now we go to the attack. Mandalay, where is Koda? Izuku, don't worry, I'll find him. Izuku ran and found Muscular about to kill Koda. Izuku, I'm not letting you kill him. Muscular, so you're the brat that they told me to watch out for. Izuku, and you're about to see strong monsters. I summoned Cannon Soldier, Goblin Attack Force, Cyber Dragon, Buster Blader, and Gemini Elf. Muscular, I'll destroy them so easily. Izuku, not once I activate this, I play Toon World. Izuku, and now allow me to introduce you to Toon Gemini Elf, Toon Cyber Dragon, Toon Goblin Attack Force, Toon Buster Blader, and Toon Cannon Soldier. Now attack. The Toons then started to attack Muscular and knock him unconscious. Izuku, come on Koda, let's get out of here. Izuku carried Koda all the way to the camp and saw Ghost Bakugo. Ghost Bakugo, well, if it isn't the useless Deku. Izuku, this will be different. First I use my Black Illusion ritual to sacrifice my Dark Eyes Illusionist, and summon Relinquished. Next I use Black Luster ritual to sacrifice Feral Imp and Gaia the Fierce Knight, to summon Black Luster Soldier, and finally I summon Dark Magician. Ghost Bakugo, that won't help you. Izuku, you're right, but I'll now sacrifice them to summon the Winged Dragon of Ra. Izuku, next, I sacrifice all but one of my LP to increase his attack points, and let him attack you. Winged Dragon of Ra attacks Ghost Bakugo, and he falls to his knees. Ghost Bakugo, how could I lose? Izuku, because you only want power, and as such you will lose. Izuku, it's done. Aizawa, problem child, the duelists got away, but we managed to get the other villains. Izuku, don't worry. Momo, did you attach the tracker? Momo, yes. Izuku, good. Yubel, Yami, I might need your help. Yubel, I'll help you, my love. Yami, Izuku, we will stop them and we'll do it together. Chapter 28, Final Battle. Izuku, Yami, and Yubel were with a team of heroes at a warehouse that was holding the Noma. Izuku, okay guys, this is it, are you ready? Yubel, yes. Yami, Izuku, we're ready. They stormed the base and AFO was on a platform. AFO, well, it seems that we are finally meeting, and while I'm at it, I might as well introduce you to my master. AFO stepped aside and revealed a large black demon with a dragon's head coming out of him, but he was all too familiar to Yami, Izuku, and Yubel. It was Zork Nurkafades. Izuku, we should have known. Zork, well, if it is an atom, and I see you have a new body. Yami, Izuku, we won't let you win. Yubel, All Might, you mind taking on AFO, we'll deal with him. All Might, not at all. All Might then proceeded to fight AFO, while our trio is battling Zork. Yami, Izuku, I summon Dark Magician Girl, Gate Guardian, Black Luster Soldier, Jinzo, Dark Necrophere, and Legendary Fisherman. Yubel, I summon Yubel, Ancient Gear Golem, Cyber End Dragon, Barrel Dragon, Relinquished, and Pumpkin the King of Ghosts. Izuku, I summon Mass Beast Guardius, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Red Ice Black Dragon, Silent Magician LV8, Gondora Dragon of Destruction, and I fuse my Blue Eyes White Dragons into Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Izuku, Yubel, Yami, now attack! Zork, foolish mortals. Zork attacks and wipes out all low-rank monsters, but then he stopped. Zork, what is this? Yami, Izuku, it's the spell-binding circle. Izuku, and I activate the swords of revealing light. Zork, these won't hold me forever. Izuku, we know, that's why we only need to summon a few more monsters. Yubel, and I'm already in my final form. Izuku began to glow, and he was now in his Supreme King armor. Supreme King Izuku, and now I sacrifice my weaker monsters to summon the Egyptian gods. Yami, Izuku, and now we fuse them into Holoc the Creator of Light. Supreme King Izuku, but we're not done. I use Dark Magic Ritual to summon the Magician of Black Chaos, and finally I have assembled all pieces of Exodia, and together they will ensure you will never return. Supreme King Izuku, Yami Izuku, Ooal, Combined Attack, Ultimate Annihilation. Zork, and Ooal. And with that final blow, Zork Necrophades was finally defeated. And Almight managed to defeat AFO. The battle was broadcasted all over the world. Years later, Class 1A graduated, Izuku and Ooal got married, and Yami managed to summon his old friends from the afterlife and got married to Mana. The legendary duelists were glad to know that their teachings helped a new generation of heroes and left Japan for their new journey. Izuku became the number 1 hero, with Bakugo being number 2, Yami became an underground hero like Aizawa, and they all lived long and happy lives.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.